Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of the Carlisle United Career Mode Save. This is episode number 15 and yes, it is the season 1 finale episode as we are going to be hopefully ending the first season on a high as we do take on 4 teams in today's episode, and one of it being the big one, which is the FA Cup against Tottenham Hotspur at Wembley. And we also have 3 other games in the league where if we win the first 2 games against Grimsby Town and also Crawley Town, we will be crowned champions. Doesn't matter if MK Dons do win the next 2 games, as long as we win our first 2 league games in today's episode, we will be crowned the champions. And for today's first game, which is against Grimsby Town, we will be starting the backup brigade once again, as we will be facing Tottenham Hotspur in the blockbuster semi-final FA Cup game next. So I want the first team to have proper rest and also firing on all cylinders, hopefully against Spurs, as we are at the moment dubbed as the giant killing machine. As earlier on in the season we did beat Burnley, we also took out Leicester City and also Arsenal on the way to the semi-final. But coming back to this game, we did have a couple of chances in the first half, especially that one good chance with Ethan Davies, where probably should have scored, but it was a first time effort and it probably was a tough ask for him to finish it first time. In the second half we had a few more chances, but we had this counter attack down the right wing. Ethan Davies once again feeding it to Connor Simpson, who hits the left side post and into the back of the net. Ethan Davies beating 3 players to feed Connor Simpson his first assist of the season and man of the match performance from Davies. And that win keeps us at the top of the table, and now 5 points leading the pack. And to check on the Premier League table, just to see how Spurs are doing in the Premier League, and yes, you can see Spurs are at the top of the table, 9 points ahead of second place Manchester City. So it is definitely not going to be an easy task for us in the semi-final. But just before the game, we did have a player requesting to be started in the semi-final. It is Lewis Gray, and I think that the player deserves a start in the semi-final, as he had a few decent performances ahead of Colin, who has been struggling quite a bit throughout the last few games. So Gray will start in the goalkeeping spot. But first, we take a look at the Tottenham Hotspur starting 11, and my word, what a team has Mauricio Pochettino assembled here. And it made me really nervous at the start of the game. But we did start with our usual starting 11, except for Mason coming in for Glendon, as well as Gray starting at the goalkeeping spot as mentioned earlier. And I did say that some nervousness kicked in just before the kickoff as I saw the formation, and I think it really disturbed and ruined my mojo, as the player that requested to be started screwed up. And I think the blame is mostly on me, as I tried to play out from the back as usual, but just as I thought we could pick ourselves up again. Of course, another mistake from another comical passing, trying to play out from the back once again, and Christian Eriksen with a wonderful goal just from outside the area. And it wasn't all too bad. We were defending quite well after that, and in the 43rd minute, Cullen really should have found the back of the net there. It was a one-off chance in the whole of the first half, with a pretty decent counter-attack move that, most probably should have ended with a goal. But at the start of the second half, another mistake goes punished, this time by Harry Kane. Try to pick out a pass via Oscar Mason, trying to play out from the back, and getting caught is really painful, especially against a top side that will most probably not miss at any given opportunity in the game. And there was nothing lucky about this goal. Pure brilliance from Dele Alli. We all know how good Dele Alli is, and hopefully Dele Alli gets to feature more and more in current games in this year under Nuno Santo. And shortly after that, we had a great chance, and once again it is Stefan Skugal who is not up to par with his finishing, and we were punished right after that. This time around once again with Lewis Gray trying to play out from the back, trying to pass out from the back, and straight into the feet of Harry Kane, who chips it over the goalkeeper, who is lost. And it was very hard keeping it at 5-0, and Gray pulls out a last minute save to keep the scoreline respectable. I know 5-0 is not that respectable, but when you look at it, a team top of the Premier League against a team top of League 2, there are a lot of gap in terms of quality there. So 5-0 is alright. And of course Lewis Gray has to take the piss right after the game, and he says, "Thank you, I think I did well throughout the game." Like, no bro, no, you did not do too well in the game. Anyway, scouting update. And once again, there weren't many good players from Japan once again. But on the brighter side of things, we did have a couple of decent players coming through the England scout from Morgan Richardson, and we will be adding a few of them to our youth academy, which I will be updating shortly after the next game against Crawley Town. And what I failed to realize was this.
Well, confirmation, as if it's needed, really. Everyone knows now, don't they, that the league title has been decided. The match will be played, but the big event of the day, Alan's going to be the presentation.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've seen so many performances that got them to the top of the table. We might not quite see the intensity of those previous displays, but I think you can forgive them for that.
Yeah, so I was too engrossed in the loss against Spurs that I forgot, and I didn't realize that MK Dons actually threw away their points, which made us champions even before we kicked the ball. And I felt really bad playing the second string side against Crawley Town, as it is our last game at home this season, which would mean we'll be lifting the Champions Trophy at the end of the game. But we do take the lead through Simpson early in the second half with a wonderful through ball from Kennedy, and late in the second half it was another wonderful assist for Ethan Davis, this time from the right wing, sending across for McCarran. As you could see on the bottom right corner, he just subbed on a few minutes ago and came in with a bang. If I'm not mistaken, it was his first touch of the game, and it resulted in a wonderful headed goal, and it would prove to be the winner for us, as in about the 90th minute, I have no idea how he got his head through that. I have no idea, because I thought Gibson was in charge of the situation, but apparently not. But it does not matter.
Presentation to reward this outstanding season from an outstanding team.
Yeah, it's been a party atmosphere, hasn't it, really, from start to finish. I've experienced it myself in '91 when we played Manchester United, but it doesn't taste any less sweet for those lads down there.
And they've enjoyed the game, but really, most of all, they've enjoyed the season. They have been superb, undoubtedly the outstanding team.
Well, I think so. Sometimes when their rivals faltered, they kept their eyes fixed firmly on the target, and they really did stick together They had injuries, one or two suspensions, but they kept picking up the results.
And now they are about to pick up what it's all about. They are the champions.
And I'll leave the title celebration on the bottom right for you guys to see. And man of the match performance from Ethan Davis once again with the assist, the all important assist for the second and winning goal at the end of the game. And that's us at the top of the league, 7 points ahead once again, with MK Dons trailing just behind us. But it doesn't matter, as we do win the title at the end of the day. And shortly after that, there was an email from Anthony Gerrard saying that he would like to be put on the transfer list, which I do not understand. I really do not understand, because God, I tried to give him more game time, right? I really tried to give him more game time, but for some reason it wasn't enough for Anthony Gerrard. And to be honest, I really couldn't be fussed about it. So start of next season, I will most probably place him on the transfer list. Maybe we should get another couple of centre backs, as we do know Gibson would be leaving us at the end of the season. But moving on to the next game, the last game of the episode, the last game of the season against Yeovil Town. Very early on, we had a brilliant chance from Nathan Thomas, who fired it just wide. And shortly after that, of course, it's Kugal, who this time gets a shot on target instead of hitting the post or the bar or just wide. But in about the 20th minute, Yeovil Town do come really close to getting the lead, and they do take the lead. And of course, it has to come through a comical piece of defending, or shall I say passing, in this instance, as they do take the lead through Seeger. It was a well-placed goal in the end. They really worked us in the end of the first half, man. Tried to get players to mark them, but it was in vain, and they do go into the break 1-0. And in the second half, we do come out guns blazing, and it is Stefan Skugal who finally gets a goal to his name after so many attempts throughout the last few games, where he kept missing the target and eventually hit the target early in the first half, and in the second half he got a goal to his name. And late on in the game, in the 84th minute, it was Nathan Thomas once again providing the assist for Mark Cullen. Cullen, the top scorer for our team this season, will hopefully not miss you, as Hallam Hope will be taking the striker position from next year onwards. But it was Cullen who got the winning goal in the end, as we do end our season on a very positive note, a win at the end, and man of the match performance from Nathan Thomas. And it has been a wonderful journey so far with you guys. And also, just taking a quick look at the board objectives, we managed to hit most of the objectives set by the board. Just the financial bit, but that was only off by 7%, so I am guessing it shouldn't matter as much. But we are doing so well. We are doing so well that the New Zealand Football Association want us on board at New Zealand to take them to the World Cup. But I've got to say no, man. I really have to say no, because we are committed to Carlisle. It's already hard enough to take these lads up to the top of the football pyramid in England. So maybe next time, maybe in a different save. But just a quick update earlier, as you would have seen, there is a new player in the youth team setup. It is Morgan Kelly, who has most probably not much potential whatsoever, but hopefully we can give him some game time in the coming season. And Tottenham Hotspur do win the FA Cup at the end of the day, so it wasn't that bad losing out to the eventual champions. And Surprisingly, Hallam Hope won the player of the tournament. I don't know how that works, but that's a good sign. I hope that is a good sign. I hope for next season. But shortly after that, we do have some scouting updates, and once again, there really wasn't much going on in the Japanese scouts. But there were 2 players that I will be putting in the youth academy setup, and there were a couple of players from the England setup as well, who could turn out to be decent squad players at least for next season, as we would be losing at least 6 to 7 players as they are here on loan. And a quick update on Gary Miller's contract, who we messed up the contract extension earlier in the season, extending for another year. And just to take a final look at the stats, top scorers list, yes, we do not make it that far, as Cullen was the top scorer for our team with 14 goals. But in the assist chart, we have Nathan Thomas and also Mike Jones in the top 5. That's pretty decent. That is pretty decent. Cullen also made it into the top 10 for the assist list. And Colin, the best goalkeeper in League 2, he played 22 matches and managed to get 13 clean sheets. As you can see above him, McKeon of Grimsby Town played 46 games and only got 14 clean sheets. So maybe if we started Colin more often, he could have gotten many more clean sheets. But of course, we were trying to give Gray a start to life, as we will be promoted next season in a much tougher league. And a final look at the EFL League 2 standings. We do top at the end with 10 points, and hopefully we can do us proud in the upcoming season. And that's where we'll end today's season finale episode, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode as I did. And if you did like today's episode, please do drop a like and do consider subscribing to the channel. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys on the next one, the opening of season 2. Bye.